Hello, everybody. Happy Victory Monday, and welcome to a premiere episode of PhinManiacs.com's Monday Quarterback with Jay Fiedler, and I'm your co-host, Jason Sarney. And without further ado, former Miami Dolphin quarterback number 9, Jay Fiedler. How are you, Jay?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to get started with you here.
And before we get into the footage and get into that tape breakdown, why don't you just, Jay, if you don't mind, tell the audience a little bit about what you'll be doing overall on the show here.
Sure. The Monday Quarterback here is going to be a great addition to Dolphins fans everywhere. And like you said, we're going to be breaking down the Miami Dolphins games with a special emphasis with Tua coming in and starting this week and following his journey, following his progression as we go. But we'll be breaking down the whole game plan. Like I said, and we'll, get into a little bit more of, an analysis from a former player, from a quarterback's perspective. So with my perspective, obviously, I'll be taking the fans through the eyes of Tua as he goes through and progresses into the season.
That's excellent. I mean, clearly, as everyone knows, I never played quarterback professionally or even back in the schoolyards. I was a wide receiver, Jay, and I think you kind of know these kind of guys. I was what they call a diversion. Bring the tall guy out, let him play the Z.
You were the basketball guy that they just threw the jump balls to.
Exactly. Ideally, you'd think so, but I think I was still the red zone diversion. But you also have a ton of experience in terms of overall sports, basketball, baseball, everything in terms of broadcasting within sports, and with your work and your family business in Brookwood Camps. Tell us a little bit about your broadcasting component to it and how everything's going to come together here at PhinManiacs.
Well, sure. You mentioned that I was in, multiple sports, and a lot of that came from, growing up in summer camp. My dad was a summer camp director. I played every sport imaginable. We'd go out every day at camp. Played baseball, basketball, football, soccer, tennis, golf, you name it. We were out there mixing it up every day. And, now as a director of the Sports Academy at Brookwood Camps, I'm helping to bring that passion and multi-sport passion to the next generation out there. And, one of the elements that we brought to the Sports Academy at Brookwood Camps is a sports broadcasting program, like you mentioned. And, it's been a great addition, for the kids that, love sports, but not necessarily want to play all day and want to analyze it. And, you're seeing a lot of young kids now that are starting their own podcasts like this, getting into it, whether it's through social media, through podcasting, through, other avenues. Broadcasters are becoming younger and younger, and it's easy for everyone to just do on their own. So we're bringing an element to summer camp where we're teaching the young kids how to do it, how to interviews. We're working on their interview skills, working on their technical skills, and we bring in some great professional broadcasters in addition to our professional coaches in the other sports. Just watching the game yesterday, I was excited to see that Kenny Albert was doing the game, and Kenny Albert has been a fixture in our sports broadcasting program up at Brookwood Camps. He's come up and visited as a guest speaker with our kids multiple times.
It's a terrific thing to do to kind of, share that knowledge with the kids, the next generation, as you said. So let's get into what this show is about. It's the quarterback breaking down the film, and I think the rumor is that there's a new quarterback in town. And the first series, the second snap more specifically, the protection immediately broke down. It wasn't the best series to start off for Tua's debut. So take us through that breakdown. What did you see? And as a quarterback, could you have done anything differently?
No, it wasn't. Obviously not a great start, not the start that Tua wanted or the Dolphins wanted, but I'm going to pull up the play right here. As you can see, and really it all started, pre-snap. And, this is something I think, whether it's game planning from Chan Gailey and the offense, or Tua, just recognizing what he could do, with changing up protections and helping his offensive line out. What you're seeing here, and from the LA Rams, is they got an under defense. We're in a empty set, shotgun set, Aaron Donald is here in this 3 technique right over here on the weak side. And when you see in, you know, a zone base look from the defense, if you look out, I'm sorry, here, something popping up. If you look out here in the corners are deep off the outside receivers, looking inside to the quarterback. They're signaling a zone defense. One other tip that you could look at, you know, as a quarterback looking at the defense, if you look at this outside linebacker or nickel guy coming down in here, he's also positioned looking inside towards the quarterback, and he's got an outside leverage on that second receiver. Normally, if they're playing man-to-man, if they're looking to blitz off of this look, he'd be sitting more inside. And that's something they could do post-snap, too. A lot of NFL defenses want to really disguise what they're doing. You know, but here I don't think the Rams really did much disguising throughout the day, except from just rotating their safeties. And you'll see as the snap goes, they do rotate this safety down. This safety goes back to cover 1. Actually cover 3, back to the middle of the field. And they play a zone defense, cover 3, which is what you see from, you know, the outside here. Now, as a quarterback, you know, one of the things I think Gailey and the offense is trying to do is make sure that Tua's backside is protected. Now, Tua's a lefty, which makes it different than, you know, most time. Most of the time as a righty quarterback, you know, you'd be sliding, pushing the line this way towards the bottom of the screen. On this play, they must have signified this guy right here as the middle linebacker as the 5th guy that the offensive line is looking to block. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 down on the line, and then the quarterback can redirect his line to go towards this linebacker here or towards this linebacker here. Now, what they end up doing is pushing center towards this linebacker up to the right to help protect Tua's backside. But what that ends up doing is if the center goes up to the top, you got 1, 2 offensive linemen, left guard and left tackle, in one-on-one situations. And now that's a tough situation right there when you got a beast of a defensive lineman, probably the best defender in the entire league, Aaron Donald, just ready to tee off. You know, one of the things that they could help themselves out with here is bringing the center down to this side, giving some help to Eric Flowers at the left guard position so he's not one-on-one with Aaron Donald. And you'll see as the play progresses, this is where the pressure comes in on Tua that pushes him up into the pocket and creates a bad situation, you know, and into the fumble. So as we progress through, and I'm going to freeze it right here. As you can see, the center stays here on the nose guard. You got a double team up top between the right guard, right tackle. Actually, right guard is going to look outside, make sure that this defender is going upfield, and then he's going to come back in and help out with the center on the nose tackle. But you got Aaron Donald right here, one-on-one against Eric Flowers. And Flowers right now is probably your weak spot on the offensive line. So anytime that you want to, you know, create a double team is you want to come over and help out Eric Flowers, especially against a guy who could just bull rush and collapse the pocket right like that. Now, Tua, I think what he does is he recognizes the rotation here into cover 3. And what they have from a route standpoint is going back to my old Gailey terminology. He calls this a TOG combination, which is called a turnout go. TOG, T-O-G. So the inside receiver is going to run a turnout, out route, and then you got to go on the outside. On the top side, you got triple slant. Okay, so triple slant is great versus a cover 2 defense, or man-to-man defense, where you could read it inside out and get some good matchups. It's not really good when they rotate to a zone cover 3 because you got each slant running right into the next defender. All right, so Tua does a nice job looking down to the turnout go, and as we go forward, you'll see right here, I think what he sees is this safety coming down and seeing this turnout go over here, this turnout route. okay, a quick out route, and he's got outside leverage. All right. But what I'd like to see Tua do is just rip this ball right here to the turnout. Okay. Even though the defender is out here to play it, he's not in a position to break underneath the receiver to get to get any kind of interception from it. Okay. He knows now, or he should know that the triple slant right here versus a zone cover 3 is not really a good option. You got this guy running right into this defender, this guy running through the zone into 2 defenders, this guy coming in on a slant. This guy could peel off on it, and you got a corner that can attack downfield as well. So right here, I think Tua's got just one option where he could hit this turnout route or run. And I think that's where he got himself into trouble when he didn't pull the trigger on this one here. Okay, and I'm just going to go forward just again real quick. You can see again, you can see the defender just off the screen, but he could just knock this ball right to him. It would probably be a catch and tackle right there, but it's still wide open throw, wide open lane to get the ball in his hands. All right. Once he turns back off of this first receiver, okay, it's tough to hit a triple slant on a backside. The receivers are already past their routes. Tua should have just pulled the ball down, tried to find the running lane, tried to escape and get out. Instead, he steps up into the pocket, looks backside, and tries to deliver the ball. It looks like to the outside receiver over here. But the pocket's collapsing on him as he's trying to come back off of it, and you see Donald comes in from the backside, hits him, and he takes a nice wallop there from the defensive end on the other side. Okay, and we're just going to go forward just a little bit, okay, as we go through, and you see it from the backside here, and you can see Flowers one-on-one against Aaron Donald, and watch as Donald just gets underneath and just pushes him right back in and collapses. Now, Tua still has some pocket over here, okay, and doesn't need to necessarily step all the way up into it, especially on a quick route that we had off of the empty. He could have just, stayed back in the pocket a little bit, just shuffled over to the right away from Donald collapsing the pocket instead of stepping up into it and look quick to go to the other side on it. Okay, but he decided to step up. Once he stepped up, okay, once you step up into this pocket, you got to tuck this ball, find the lane, and just get out of there. There's nothing good that's going to happen, trying to throw a ball in tight spaces like this with one of the best defensive linemen coming at you. And you see what happens here as we go forward. Donald does a nice job of just reaching his hand in there and knocking the ball out. Rough start to the game, but thankfully the defense in the second quarter, was able to really save the game for them. I actually went back and charted through the second quarter for us here. Now think about this: if you're an offense, in the second quarter you ran 6 offensive plays. You had 1 fumble on your own 7-yard line. You had 2 other runs for 5-yard gain and a 1-yard gain. You had 2 drop passes and 1 kneel down, and you outscored the opponent 21-3.
Unbelievable.
That's a pretty good quarter considering what you ended up doing on offense. With that kind of production. Now the 1-yard run was obviously the touchdown after a strip sack that Van Noy returned to the 1-yard line. You had the fumble, which could have been the turnaround in the game the opposite way. Thankfully, the defense had the strip sack right after that and touchdown, off the strip sack. So the defense in that second quarter had 2 strip sacks, an interception on another drive that the Rams were actually looking pretty good on, and then they also obviously had the punt return for the touchdown as well, which put up 21 points and really gave them the cushion to coast out for the rest of the game.
Football's a 3-phase game, and you had special teams, fantastic, defense, fantastic, and the offense didn't need to necessarily have to do much. So, and you brought out Tog. So that's going to be great. We're going to make this a really fun expression in the Chan Gailey verse. And you know plenty of Chan Gailey. So as a quarterback, as someone, like Tua, a rookie, how does he go back to the sidelines? They obviously got okay. But in the moment, what do you think he was thinking as he jogged back and, shake it off, get on back?
Well, I think he said it all, in the post game. It was good for him to just take that first hit, and feel it. And, I think, the hits in the pocket usually aren't the bad ones. And the injuries that, everyone worries about are the ones that happen outside the pocket. And, if you go back to college and see the injuries that Tua had, most of them were outside the pocket injuries. The ankle, the hip injuries were escaping and being in awkward situations. So, the hits in the pocket aren't a bad thing. And, he's going to get comfortable with that and going forward. But, I think as a quarterback, you have to have a short memory, and, you just got to move on to the next play. And, Tua is a guy I think that will be able to do that very well. He's got great character, great mindset for the game. And, that's one thing I'm really not worried about with him is dwelling on mistakes and turning a negative into another negative.
And speaking of that, you got to turn the positives of a player into, the most advantageous for the offense. So a lot of pistol, a lot of shotgun, just basically not under center. So moving forward, do you think he has to get more of that overall familiarity under center and get more formations and schemes going? How do you see that offense in Chan Gailey working to his skill sets?
Well, not necessarily. I think if you look back, even when Fitzy was in the game, you saw a lot of pistol formation as well. I think Tua is comfortable from the shotgun rather than from under center. The few times, 2 or 3 times that he did go under center was goal line and short yardage situations, which are built into the offensive scheme and the way they do things. One of the things with when they were in the pistol formation this game, I think 13 out of 16 times they were in the pistol, it was either a run or a boot. So as they go forward, they're going to have to expand the offense in that formation, to more drop back, maybe some sprint out, and do some things, that don't tip off the defense as to what they're, trying to do. But look, today's offense, I think, you're seeing more and more quarterbacks in the shotgun, in the pistol. It's less and less, working from under center. Unless you have a stud running game, with backs that, that are looking to go downhill and running some counter and action off of that. One of the things that in the pistol, and I know, Chan Gailey likes to do, is he likes to run some counter and cutback action with his running backs. Something that was a staple with Lamar Smith, when I was with Chan, back in 2000, 2001. We ran a lot of front side plays, and then we mix it up with, a called cutback, basically, where we push the defense to one side and Lamar would cut back over the top of me. In that pistol formation, makes it a little bit tougher for the, to run that kind of action, because you're already sitting, a little bit close to the quarterback, to create that flow one side and cut back to the other side. We'll see if they expand on their running game and possibly add some of that. I'd also like them, to see them in the pistol, get a little jet sweep, start getting Jakeem Grant involved in the offense a little bit, using his speed, to get to the outside a little bit quicker, which will help open up, some of the inside run game as well.
I would love to see that jet sweep, where even what the Kansas City Chiefs do, and look,
yeah.
Tariq Hill. He's not Jakeem Grant and vice versa. But if you could do that sort of play with the speed guy, if it's timed right, it could be great. And Tua did spread the ball across, 8 different receivers. Of course, 6 targets, 3 catches went to the running back and Myles Gaskin. So things have to kind of get a little, more spread out to the right people there.
Look, I think this game, they had the training wheels on Tua, for most of the game, and the game allowed them, to do the way that second quarter shaped up, the way the defense stepped up and gave them a nice cushion, 18-point lead going into halftime. They were up 25, or 20. 21 points, for much of the first half. LA got that field goal at the end to cut it to 18, but you never really felt until maybe midway into the fourth quarter that up until the point that they missed the field goal, that the Rams really had a chance at coming back. So you really didn't have to do a whole lot with Tua today. You didn't have to put him in situations where he had to push the ball down the field. Most of his passes were dump offs and short, quick passes. They got the run game going. They got him on the boot, to give him some easy throws. A little bit of sprint out, quick sprint, getting the ball out of his hands. But they didn't need to do anything else. And I think next week, with Arizona, might be a different story.
I'm from the school of thought that if you get the W, that's all that really matters. Of course, you have to work throughout the week to fix the kinks. But let's go to the touchdown. We talked about the fumble, but Tua did throw his first NFL touchdown pass on a great 3-yard slant to Devontae Parker. If you could take us through that play and what you noticed there, that's what everyone was waiting. A Tua slant for a touchdown. Parker got it for 6, and I think it was a perfect person for him to catch that ball first.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Let me see if I could pull that play up too, as we go. I'm going to have to fast forward here to find it. Okay. All right, so here we have on the top of the screen, you got Devontae doing a little short motion to the inside. As you look here, all right, all their D-backs are sitting, about 5 yards off, just in the, just into the end zone. They're all sitting there looking like they're in zero coverage. Okay, you see these two stacked up over the slot receiver over here. I signifying one of them's probably coming off the edge. Okay, you'll see him probably come sneak in. Defender over the top is going to play man-to-man. This was a cover 0 blitz. They were coming after him, trying to put pressure on Tua, trying to get in his face. He did a nice job of just getting the ball and getting the ball out real quick to Devontae. And you'll see as we go forward, there he is coming off the edge. All right, he sees it, gets it out in front of him, and Devontae does an unbelievable job on this play. Tua does a great job of putting the ball where he needs to, keeping it low with the defender tight on him. All right, but you'll see here as we go forward, Devontae does an unbelievable job of taking the hit and keeping his eyes on the ball after he got hit to make this catch. Here you see it coming forward. Devontae coming in on the short motion. He gets good inside leverage on the slant. Now you see he's getting hit right here. Ball's still only halfway there. Okay, and watch as Devontae, after he gets hit, keeping his eyes on the ball and watching it right into his hands. Now Tua does a great job of keeping that ball low and allowing him the opportunity to make that catch. Okay, but that could have very easily been a 1st and goal, on the 1-yard line without Tua getting his first touchdown. If Devontae doesn't make a spectacular play, but again, Tua seeing the blitz, getting the ball out of his hands quick, putting it on his number 1 receiver and letting him make a play. He did a great job of getting that first touchdown, and I think he was happy to take that ball home with him last night.
What did you do with your first touchdown ball in the NFL, Jay?
I got it somewhere.
Okay.
My first touchdown was actually in Jacksonville. Threw the ball to Kyle Brady on a little corner route, and I'd have to look into the archives of all my storage with all the memorabilia and stuff that I had when I moved up to New York from Florida. So it's somewhere in boxes, back in the outside shed probably.
I need to know weird things. I love football. I love quirky questions, and I just had that glimpse of the 1999 playoff game. So I did it to myself.
Sorry to bring that up to you, Jason, and to the rest of the Dolphins fans.
It's okay. It's okay. It's so ironic, though, that was the last game before you became a Dolphin. So there's such a fun just storybook connection
Well,
there.
look, it was one of the reasons I did become a Dolphin was, because of playing against the Dolphins and having the Dolphins scouting, pro scouts, see me and watch me, and they knew they were looking for someone the next year after Dan moved on, and you know, having that opportunity to play against the Dolphins, start my first game, the week before playing against Miami, and then coming in and playing in the second half of that playoff game, opened up some eyes to the scouts and coaches in Miami that allowed me the opportunity to come down and compete for the starting job the next year.
It's funny how things happen. Everything does happen for a reason. So looking to the next week matchup against Arizona, a very solid NFC West team. It's like this team's running through a gauntlet of great NFC West teams. So a little bit different. I think it's a bit of a harder matchup we got here, both sides of the ball. How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, it will be a tough matchup, for certain. The Dolphins riding that 3-game win streak, and they're going to need the defense to step up again. Different challenge this week. Jared Goff was more of a pocket passer. He stayed in the pocket there and allowed the defense to just tee off on him. Flores had a great game plan, just stacking the line of scrimmage, mixing it up between cover zero pressure and the zone blitz of dropping guys out. You saw the one interception that Wilkins had was a great play, showing the blitz, getting some pressure off the edge, and Wilkins just dropping back right in that shallow cross area in his own blitz. They're going to have to do the same, but the difference being when things break down against Arizona, they got a guy in that pocket that's not going to stay there for too long, and he's going to be like a Jakeem Grant, getting out of there. He can make plays with his feet, as well as any quarterback out there, with the possible exception of the guy in Baltimore, Lamar right now. But Kyle is electric. He's a guy that the defense is going to definitely have to key on in the next game. The offense, I think you're going to have to see the training wheels come off a little bit. They got another team with a good pass rush that the offensive line is going to have to step up a little bit. We'll see if they adjust their protection schemes a little bit to help out Flowers, left guard position. Maybe keep a tight end on the backside, with Tua as a lefty to protect his back edge. But, there's a lot, that they can certainly expand the offense with. And, I'm excited next week to see, what they do progressing with the offense and opening up a little bit. And seeing what Tua can do with it.
I love player comparisons, Jay. And before we, go to the close of the show, with Devontae Parker getting that first touchdown, can you compare him to any receiver that you played with?
He's probably, I would say, a little bit in between, Oronde Gadsden and Chris Chambers. He's got some speed to get downfield like Chris did, but he's also a big body guy. That could go up, against big defenders like Oronde and get after the ball. So, you saw that on that touchdown, taking the hit, keeping his eyes on the ball, great hand-eye coordination like Oronde had, but, also a downfield, threat like Chris Chambers was, for me back then as well.
When you say Chris Chambers, I just think sideline, toe tap, body control. And to me, I think that Preston Williams could be that next receiver who's got that highlight capability. He's got to work on those hands.
Yes.
Veteran to rookie, or veteran to, not rookie, second-year player. What would you tell Preston in terms of just getting the head right, getting those, hands a little bit better?
Well, he just got to relax and play out there. I think he had a couple drops. One of them on the hitch route. Certainly right in his hands. That was an easy one for him. The other one on the crossing route. I think Tua put the ball a little bit low down on his knees. That's a tough catch. To make one he probably should have made. But Tua could definitely help him out getting that ball up in chest, eye level on a crossing route, for him. But he's just got to relax and concentrate on catching the ball first. And I think Preston was trying to make plays, after the catch, which is something that he can do, when he has the ball in his hands. But first thing, some coaches say you can never score a touchdown without that ball in your hands. So first things first, you got to catch and secure the ball, and then you can go out and make plays.
Love hearing it. Love the breakdown, Jay. I mean, the X's and O's from like a guy who knows. It's just terrific. And we'll be doing this all season on Monday. So if there's, another opportunity to let everyone know what your year's like, you do this broadcasting, this summer camp all year, and let everyone know where everyone could find you and your work and everything going on there.
Absolutely. With our summer camp operation, Brookwood Camps, you can find us on the website at www.brookwoodcamps.com. And if anyone out there has any kids that are looking for a great summer opportunity, that's the place to go. We bring in some great coaches and instructors in a lot of different areas. I help run the football program. Chris Chambers, you mentioned, has been up at the camp working with our kids in the past. We've had other pro quarterback, Scott Bruner, has come up and worked with our kids. In baseball, we have guys like Leo Mazzoni, the former pitching coach for the Atlanta Braves. He coached 3 Hall of Famers, and now he's coaching some kids up at Brookwood Camps. A basketball program. My brother is a former Division I basketball coach. We have a few great instructors. Last year we brought Charles Oakley in to work with us. We've had Timmy Capstraw in the past, another former Division I basketball coach. He's an announcer for the New York Nets now, and he's helped out with our broadcasting program as well. And you mentioned it, we mentioned it before. Our broadcast program is top of the line. And guys like Adam Schefter, Steve Levy, Kenny Albert, Mike Breen have all come up as guest instructors with us. And that's one of the things that when you come to the Sports Academy of Brookwood Camps as a camper, you're going to get exposure and an outlet to some tremendous instructors and people that can help you find your way to the next level.
As a camp counselor, I was never a sleepaway camp kid, but I had that experience. It's tremendous, and what you guys do with that broadcasting program for the kids is phenomenal. And over at PhinManiacs.com, we're going to do our best to kind of create those synergies with everything. So stick with us over on the PhinManiacs.com Monday quarterback with, of course, Jay Fiedler. Thank you so much, Jay. I am your host, Jason Sarney. We have a lot of fun coming up. For all you Fin fans out there, it's a fun time. Have a good one, everybody.